So, talk about this environment for a minute, because we were talking about Jack Smith and his team have been protected by armed security. We've heard about all of them, right? To Fani Willis, to who is it? Judge Chutkan needs, marshals to go get a cup of coffee. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what my question is. I'm so sort of speechless about, where we found ourselves. But, go ahead. Your thoughts.
Yeah. It's so part of the problem, and I think I'm going to sound like a broken record here, is that we haven't held accountable Donald Trump when he continues to engage in violent rhetoric that is designed and reasonably likely to inspire his supporters to violence. Just a few days ago in his latest hate rally, he said, and I quote, "Joe Biden ordered me indicted on 91 charges in 4 separate cases." Steph, that is a provable lie, and it is designed to poison all future jury pools, and we do nothing about it. That's why we are in this pickle, because we do nothing about it. Not because he says it. He will always say that kind of BS. It's because the system refuses to take responsibility and hold him accountable for it. I hope at some point we wise up and we say enough is enough.
So he's being helpful in his own prosecution. He went on Megyn Kelly's show. He just keeps confessing. I mean, I don't know how much tape we need. Kelly asked why he would show other people the classified document. Trump gave a lengthy answer that included, "I'm allowed to take these documents, classified or not classified." Oh my God. He said, and frankly, when I have them, they become unclassified. People think you have to go through a ritual. You don't, at least in my opinion, you don't. But it's even beyond that, because the Presidential Record Act allows you to do that as president. I mean, he just keeps repeating the same lies and incriminating himself again.
And Steph, let's take a lesson away from the Peter Navarro conviction. Peter Navarro is cut from the same dirty cloth as Donald Trump. He's yelling and screaming every day, "Green Bay sweep, I'm allowed to do this. I'm going to be fully exonerated." Steph, the jury didn't have time for a cup of coffee when they were deliberating, because they convicted Peter Navarro so quick it made his head spin. The same will happen, I promise you. The same will happen to Donald Trump, because all of this nonsense he spews into the public square about the Presidential Records Act and declassifying things with his mind, none of that will see the inside of a courtroom, and Donald Trump will be convicted in case after case after case after case.
Yeah.
So, we can tune all this nonsense out, but I do appreciate that he keeps incriminating himself. He's going to be convicted just as quickly as Peter Navarro was convicted.
Yeah. Bradley Moss, your friend, said, credit to Megyn Kelly for letting him confess to the crimes in the indictment. She'll see this played at the trial by the government. Donald Trump looked around this week, saw Biden hit with the impeachment inquiry, Hunter hit with the indictment, decided, you know what? I'm not getting enough attention. I think I'll go confess to crimes under the Espionage Act. I mean, okay. So let's talk about this impeachment for a second, because the rules on impeachment inquiries set during the Trump administration may benefit President Biden following the announcement that he will be formally investigated. McCarthy made the announcement without taking a House vote, which goes against the declaration by the Trump DOJ that a formal vote must be taken before an inquiry can begin. And there's Kevin McCarthy screaming yesterday, "It's an inquiry's not an impeachment." What a hot mess.
This is the Republican Party circling the drain. They have nothing. So all they can do is say, "Well, we're gonna talk about impeachment." They have abdicated their responsibility to govern. And when a guy like Matt Gaetz says to Kevin McCarthy, "You are at a compliance sport. You better come back into compliance right now, or else." I mean, how pathetic is it that Matt Gaetz can say those kind of things about a Speaker of the House? They're circling the drain. This is another sign of the Republican Party imploding, and something will rise up from the ashes. I don't know if it will be led by the Kinsingers and the Cheneys and the people, whose policies we can disagree with, but who at least said, "My job is not as important as the health of our democracy." So, bring on this nonsense talk about impeachment. It's absurd, and it will continue to lose the Republicans' support. it will not gain them any support.
So, speaking of the classified documents case and the newest confession on the Megyn Kelly show, you tweeted even Trump's own appointee, Judge Aileen Cannon, is now ruling against him. Can the legal landscape get any worse for Donald Trump? Is my impression she seems to be slow walking this, but also this latest ruling was not good for Trump. Can you explain what's happening in that case?
Yeah, now she's slow walking it in a way that, Steph, I've seen federal judges slow walk cases for decades. It's unfortunate, but it's reality of the federal practice. So all we can do is continue to watch her rulings. And she just ruled against Trump, saying, no, you can't have these documents and review them at Bedminster and Mar-a-Lago without any adult supervision. So she did smack him down, but I don't think we can expect a timely trial when Judge Cannon is presiding. But you know what? If Judge Cannon ain't going to do Trump a solid, no judge is going to do Trump a solid.
Yeah. It's like a bank robber, isn't it? Saying, "Could I see the money that I stole? Could I have it back at my house again? I just need to look it over." Okay, so a judge has ruled in favor of severing Ken Cheeseborough, and Sidney Powell's cases from the other 17 co-defendants in the Georgia election racketeering case. Chesborough and Cheeseborough, Cheeseborough.
You're not supposed to say that.
Cheeseborough. And Powell having separate trials in the case, ruled Judge Scott McAfee is simply a procedural and logistical inevitability. However, he also denied their motion to stay any court proceedings until a federal court can rule on removing charges to another jurisdiction. So the severing comes because of the Speedy Trials Act, but obviously this isn't. Fani Willis wanted to try everybody together. Explain your thoughts on what's happening there.
Yeah, so first of all, the Cheeseborough thing, I mean, I just, John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd just popped into my head.
Right.
I love.
Thank you.
I was going with Kenneth Cheeseborough and Sidney the Kraken Powell being tried together. That's a cheese and Kraken affair.
Yes, that's true. Hey! If only we could get him on a panel at Sexy Liberal with that.
That would be brilliant.
What?
So here's the thing.
Cheese and Kraken. I get it.
Everybody, Steph, needs to rejoice in the fact that Cheeseborough and Powell will be going to trial in October together without Donald Trump at the table. Here's why that's so valuable to the court of public opinion. The lawyers that represent Cheeseborough and Powell are going to attack the evidence during that first trial that incriminates Cheeseborough and Powell. But all of the evidence that's going to pour in, and we're going to see it because it's televised and live streamed, that incriminates Donald Trump will go completely unchallenged, unaddressed, and unrebutted because Trump's lawyers will not be at counsel table. So it is going to be a powerful presentation about Donald Trump's crimes that we will get to see for ourselves. It's going to crush him in the court of public
That's
opinion.
the other side of it, Glenn. You're right. I saw you say that on TV because people are saying, this benefits the later defendants because they get to see all the evidence. But you're right, that cuts both ways. You know, they say an attorney should never ask a question he doesn't know the answer to. I know the answer to this already. Sidney Powell tells the court her Georgia actions were authorized and the case should be tossed. What do you think is going to happen with that, Glenn?
I think Judge McAfee is going to deny that motion, and Sidney Powell will be on trial beginning on October 23rd.